Hello, One Stars and fellow YouTubians. Today we're here a little bit earlier at 3 in the afternoon, which is a nice change. I like this. And we have Cindy Garza with us today. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do.
Oh, wow. Who I am and what I do. Well, I'm Cindy Garza. I live in Phoenix, Arizona, in the US of A. And I haven't always lived here, actually. My husband and I have kind of chased the sun for the last 3.5 years, originally from Oregon, and where there's a lot of darkness and rain, and then beautiful, beautiful spring, summer, falls. But we've been sun chasers. So people call it, what do they call them? Snowbirds. We call them sunbirds. We are sunbirds. And, you
I
know,
like that.
we're not running from the snow. We're chasing the sun, and it just is. It's wonderful. So we actually lived in Mexico for about 2.5 years, and then decided we were ready to come back to the States and settled here. Came here to visit, fell in love, bought a house, moved. And I was able to continue my career throughout that period of time because I always had worked from home, from my computer, from my phone, my cell phone. So I am a health and wellness coach. I guide people to overall lifestyle transformation, pretty much. It's what I do. It's my jam, and I love it. So let's see. Backing up a little bit, though, my history is that I owned a women's health club for 21 years.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice, and it was stressful, and it was a lot of work, but I made some amazing, amazing contacts during that time. That was, wow, a transformational time in my life. You go through the trials you go through so that you can live the amazing life later on in life, I think.
True.
Yeah, that has really been huge, huge in my life. So during that period of time, I left a long and what for a good chunk of was quite an unhappy marriage, and went on to divorce, and and try to figure myself out. Yeah, and then I met my husband, and he was in a really severe car accident 4 years after we met, and we both pretty much threw in the towel, quit our careers. I sold my gym, he quit his job, and we went off to figure out what we were going to do next. Um, so at that time, I had already started working in the coaching arena and really falling in love with it because it created a freedom that I had never experienced. Having a brick and mortar business, you're
Mm-hmm.
stuck and you can go nowhere, and you can't, take a day off without making sure your time is filled. And I was tired of that. So I went on to do this, and I've continued and took it all over the world, really. I mean, I took it to, on multiple vacations where, we could go on vacation whenever we wanted because I could take my business with me, take my clients with me, took time off to play, would go a day of work and take a few days or whatever it looked like. Um, and then when we lived in Mexico, the whole time I was there, I continued to do it. So it's become a life of freedom, which is what I really wanted. I wanted time. So I've gotten a lot of that, and it's been really wonderful. So
Yeah.
yeah. Recently, it's been really fun too, because recently in the last, it started when COVID started. Shortly after, I started reconnecting with people who who had worked for me in my gym, and they are showing back up in my life, and just kind of like it's been amazing actually, and they're starting to partner with me, and we're working together to kind of build a coaching organization, a team of coaches all working together. So it's been really like amazing. This has been since like April is about when that started happening and just evolving in it. So it's been pretty exciting and really cool having them come back into my life.
I bet.
Yeah. So we've been having fun just helping people get healthy, awaken, find out that they really want more for themselves than they ever thought they could.
And what a better time to awaken and get healthy and realize what you truly want than right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It has been, I mean, I hate to say that COVID has been a blessing to us, but the reality of it is that it has been. I mean, it's been a blessing for so many, right?
And that is the reality of it, because for the longest time, I was afraid to say that publicly. With friends, I would chat about it, but publicly, I was so afraid to say anything positive about what is going on.
Right.
When for me, and I can't speak for everyone else out there, but for myself, it has been a blessing in disguise. It has been probably one of the most positive things that has happened for me in a very long time. Hi, Malik. Thanks for joining. So,
yes, I absolutely agree. It's just taken it's given everybody the opportunity to just kind of step back and look at themselves.
absolutely. And
Out, you know?
what invitation is there to question, even though it really doesn't look like we're being invited to question anything, because when we do, we're shot down. But that invitation to actually really question is there. So
It's been pretty amazing.
yeah.
It's been fun. It's been a really wonderful opportunity to work with people too, because they're really, they've kind of hit that brick wall. They've gone as far as they're willing to go with their unhappiness, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, whatever is, brought them to me. They're kind of bottoming out. They're done. They're over it. They need help, and however it's going to evolve, they're really open to it.
Well, when everything that you've trusted or believed in is proving to be not what it has proven to be in the past, you tend to question that. And instead of looking without, we start looking within, right? And that's where we find the answers. And that's where you and I and so many others are here to guide people within again. And I appreciate that so much.
Right, exactly. I was on a hike on Sunday. Tomas and I go hiking every Sunday. Yeah, you can follow me on Facebook and see all of our hiking events.
Leave your information in the comments. I'm sure people will live vicariously through you.
Yes. So I was hiking, and I listen to podcasts all the time, and so I've got them just flying through my head. Tomasi's off and he wants to silence. I like to have someone talking to me, and one of my favorite ones is Oprah's Super Soul Sunday, and she has some of the most amazing spiritual leaders come on in the world from everywhere in the world, and just amazing humans, and they share so many cool things. And this one guy, which I have been re-listening to try and find this one statement, but I think I have it right. We need to think higher so that we can feel deeper. We need more time. We need to spend more time thinking higher so we can feel deeper. And that has really been, when he said that, I was just like, that has like been my mission. That has just been my mission this year, is to just get people to step back and stop being so surface. It's just like this surface level crap doesn't get us anywhere.
Yeah.
It's so shallow and short term. Yeah. So that's been really fun, actually. It's amazing to move
It
people.
is, especially when you get with a group of like-minded people and you start the conversations, and then one thing leads to another, and it's amazing. It's so I don't want to say simple, but simple yet profound.
Right.
Even though, you know, it's not simple. It's one step at a time, and, you know, one step forward, two step back sometimes, but you still get there.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing journey.
It is. And you know what? The journey is the part. That's what it's all about. It's when people get so worried about having to do the work and all of that. It's like, but the work is the good part. That's the juicy part. You know, that's the part that's fun and exciting, and you get to celebrate when you go through something and you have that epiphany, and it's like, oh, you know,
Absolutely.
you get to move past it. You get to move on to the next thing, you know, and I think they
And
start
then you're proud of yourself
exactly.
because you did it. And then you're, you know, you get to that point where you're unstoppable and you're so confident and you're ready to take on the world. And, you know, then those challenges and those obstacles seem just that. They don't seem like they're there to ruin your life, but they're there to help you grow. And it's a beautiful journey with ups and downs, but that's what makes it beautiful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It's I don't know. I've just been having so many experiences with my clients, and I mentor coaches. And so, you know, here lately, it's just been so amazing to experience. I think what's so cool is being with them as they are awakening and as they are experiencing the change, and suddenly they're just kind of like, wow, this is this is so much better because it's so much deeper, and that's just so rewarding and fun.
And it's that moment. It's a spark. You can see it in them when it finally clicks.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, super cool.
it is.
So anyway, let's see. Gosh. Um, you know, I was having a conversation with someone today, and you know, I knew that when I was having that conversation, there was a reason. There was a reason I was having it, because it was so deep and it was so cool. And I think that I mean, whenever I go into one of those conversations or one of these, I mean, like you said, you know, we'll just talk about whatever we're guided to talk about today.
Yeah,
And that was it was just a really cool experience, because I think that we get stuck so often thinking that because of past, you know, because of our history, we're supposed to do things a certain way. We're supposed to show up a certain way. And this experience that I had today was with someone who she didn't even know how to think beyond what was just normal, the limiting self, you know. She didn't know that she could even think beyond that place. And and it was so cool, and it was so challenging as a coach to suggest that she might be limiting herself, and to put it into her hands to make the choice, but you know, to go beyond where she'd limited herself to. And it was so cool. It was just so cool to have her say, yeah, I think I do need to go a little farther, you know, go a little deeper, and that kind of thing. Because then that opened it up for I was actually talking with one of my coaches and one of her clients actually at this time. It opened it up for a whole nother level of
hmm,
awakening for this person. And that was what, as coaches, that you just like, oh my gosh, this is like the nitty, this is the good stuff. You know, this is the stuff that we do this for. So that was a really fun experience, and something that, you know, that's what coaches coach for. I think that's what I coach for. I coach for those moments when we get to celebrate the desire to want more, you know.
absolutely. And it's, you know, there is that selfish part of it, because when I help someone, I feel really good about it. I feel great. Like when they get that look or that understanding, or you know that they're actually going to incorporate something into their everyday life. When that switch goes off, I feel fantastic. It's like, oh, well, I'm serving my purpose again.
Exactly, exactly. And when you can be awake enough to actually listen to what they're saying, and then as a coach, not be afraid of kind of, challenging them in a way that, you don't maybe even know this person that well and don't know how they're going to take it necessarily. But when you stop making it about you and worrying about how, they're going to think or feel about you, and you just put it out there, it's pretty cool because it's in their best interest, and gives them the opportunity to do more.
Well, and I feel when we get clients like that, it's the universe testing our limits, testing us, seeing if we're going to step up to that challenge as well. So
step up as a leader and lead them.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So that was that was a fun experience. And I think, talking about like COVID and it bringing this opportunity for people to grow and change, I think it's been so cool. And it's just been really fun to watch, really the whole country, well, two different countries, the whole world. I mean, at least North America. My my focus, because of my husband's work and my work, is all focused in North America, and so that's where our mindset goes. But it just really feels like people are really coming together and trying to figure out ways to make it different and make it better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's been such a blessing to get to be a part of that. It's been an incredible experience for me, I know.
It is. And like you said, within North America, I'm noticing it a little more globally than that with on my web page and on my Facebook page and with Tea with the Universe, because I've had guests on from Africa and from the UK, and I've made these contacts and these friendships with people. And what I'm learning is that all of these tribes are coming together.
Right.
And community really is becoming a big thing again. And we're connecting. We are all connecting.
Right.
And at times it might seem like it's happening so slowly, but it's happening so quickly. And
Right.
the journey is different, but the outcome, we all want that same connection, that love, that understanding, that peace, that togetherness, that expansion. Yeah. And
what an amazing blessing, actually, that, Zoom, video chat, StreamYard, we wouldn't have been able to do all of this ever.
No,
we hadn't
ever.
had. Yeah.
And for all of those people that have felt alone and thought they were the only ones going through this brings them that bridge. It fills in that gap to let them know that, no, there are many of us around the world that we're all working separately, but together, and eventually it'll be a whole. And I'm so grateful for that.
Agreed. I totally do. It's such a huge part, and a huge part of the program that I coach is community. And I mean, it's these people are starving for it, and they're begging for it, and it comes in so many ways and so many angles, and and different ways of getting it. But it's still community, whether even if it's not live, even recorded community time is still giving people the opportunity to feel like they're connected to something. And I'm really grateful that that's a huge part of what we do too. And so so people feel like they're not alone on this journey of transformation. They're not alone.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is, a journey of transformation. And you can make it whatever you choose. Absolutely. We manifest what we focus on. And I understand that's easier said than done. I mean, I'm grateful. And you mentioned earlier on that you went through a lot of your trauma and, learning early on. So now you get to flourish and teach.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. I went through hopefully all of it, the majority of my trauma when I was younger. And, had to claw my way through it all to get to where I am. And now I have that knowledge, that experience to help and guide others.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like I've been given a second chance to lead my people again. I mean, seriously, because I had a women's health club, and so it was all women. We all came together. We worked together to make it a successful health club. But, um, and it was I was their employer. They were my employees, and it was a different situation. And it has been so cool now to reconnect and to be able to take that and rebuild that community again, spread it in a different way, and be so much wiser, so
Yeah.
much have so much knowledge, and a huge part that has made such an impact on my life has been just learning to forgive the past of what I went through. I mean, the stress was real. It was a huge undertaking, owning that gym, and there was so much stress and so much just involved in the whole experience, that both forgiving myself for you know going through it. I mean, that's a weird thing to say, but you do. I mean, it's like you
Yeah.
spent a lot of time in your lifetime experiencing it and resisting it and living with it, and then being angry about it, and then all of these things. And it's been so cool and so amazing to be able to forgive myself and move on, forgive people for whatever they did. And that forgiveness factor has been so huge in my ability to do what I'm doing and do it well.
Yeah. And about forgiveness, I read something years ago that has stuck with me. And whenever I'm angry with someone or when I don't want to forgive them, I always, always, always go back to it. And it's staying angry at someone and not forgiving them is like swallowing poison and expecting them to die.
Oh, it's a good one.
It is. And I go to that anytime I'm angry and it's ruining my day. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute.
Yes.
They're living their life the way they want to live it right now. They have no clue that I'm over here upset and, angry with them and not forgiving them. I'm the one swallowing this poison and
Yeah.
they're living their life.
Right.
So whenever I catch myself in that moment, I'm like, wait a minute, release it because it's not affecting them. Like, let it go so that you're not the one swallowing this poison.
I love it. It's so powerful.
Yeah.
It is. I've been a coach for 8 years now, and I had so much evolution, so much waking up, forgiveness of so many places. I mean, that's just like a focus always, because excuse me, because that's just such a release. Whatever the forgiveness is, big or small.
Yeah.
But um, when I started, I study A Course in Miracles, and I started studying that right around 3 years ago, and bringing um, that a deeper spiritual connection into what I do. And when I started doing that, my coaching business changed so much, and it's been so exciting and so awesome, because I really, truly, and completely feel that they're never going to get physically healthy. They're never going to get emotionally healthy. They're never going to get, well, they're not going to get spiritually healthy if they don't work on their spirituality, and they don't spend time on it. And, for me, that's been a huge part of how I've shifted the way I coach, and, what I challenge my clients to include in their journey. So that's been really fun. That's
I
been
bet.
yeah. And and through, because it's not like a spiritually based system that I coach or anything like that. But then on the flip side of it, it is a little bit, or it is kind of, but it's not really presented that way.
Mm.
And so when you can really take it and twist it the way that you want it to be, so it connects for you, and coach from that angle, it's just so rewarding, and it's so awesome, because what's really happening for these people,
Yeah.
and the awakenings that are happening in their life. So the spiritual connection to my coaching style has just been so much fun, and a huge part of really my success, I feel. I mean, I know it is. There's no
Yeah.
question about it.
So, with your spiritual techniques and your coaching, I have to ask you, does that come from, I guess what I'm trying to say is with that, that always comes from something deep within. So I always ask everyone, have you ever remembered something you didn't know you forgot? And my question to you with that is that where your spiritual coaching comes from? Something, that you may have forgotten from childhood or a past lifetime that has come back through your coaching and your spiritual teachings?
100%. 100%. Absolutely. Um, yeah, I forgot that I didn't know.
Yeah.
I forgot that I didn't know, and the recognition. I was always searching. I was always searching and not finding. Um, Religion didn't speak to me, and I couldn't figure out why. And so I just kept searching, and finally it found me, and I was very open to the transformation and the awakening and the knowledge that started pouring into me. And yeah, and so that's I mean, 100%. That's when I started really accepting that and handing it over about a year ago. Just letting go and stop trying to control everything I did, and let let myself. I just let myself be spoken to, and trusted that everything that came out of my mouth, it was not from me personally, and that's been amazing. It's been an amazing part of the process.
It is. Once we realize the universe has our back, the journey changes completely.
Yeah. It's way more fun.
It is. And I mean, sometimes we have to remind ourselves that we are 100% successful with everything we have encountered or dealt with in our lifetime so far.
Yep.
So just trust, let it be, trust, and go with the flow.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what I've done. And it's been, it's made a huge difference. Made it so much more fun.
Well, and one thing that I've learned over and over and over and over again is that the more we fight it, the harder it becomes and the louder the lesson knocks on that door. So you know what? I always say, bring it on. Let's do it. Let me learn the first time so that we don't have to do this another 10 times or another 10 lifetimes.
That's so awesome. That's how I am too. I'm like, I just want to get it done right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get this over with. I'm going to do it anyway, so I don't want to wait.
Yeah.
I keep going in line.
Yep. Give me the cliff notes. Just throw it all at me at once and let's do it.
Yes, totally. Agreed.
So in closing, is there anything you would like to leave our viewers with?
Oh my goodness.
Any words of wisdom or...
I've got so many words of wisdom. Yeah, really. And I think it goes back to that conversation I had today with that woman. And it is just, you don't get to give up on yourself. You have to keep going. Don't stop. Don't give up on yourself. Don't think it's too hard, because you're worth it. And those people out there who are waiting for you to get through it so you can help them get through it, they're waiting. And if you don't just keep going and get through this, whatever it is, you're never going to get to them.
Yeah. Let's remember to put ourselves out there.
Yeah.
What we give to others, we need to give to ourselves as well.
You have to give it to yourself. And you don't really give it to others if you don't give it to yourself first.
Yeah.
Because what you're giving to them is not it.
No, exactly.
It's not the real it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So never give up. Just keep going. Keep finding people that make you happy, because that happiness is a true sign. If it feels icky, if it feels wrong, if something doesn't feel right, doesn't make you feel positive and happy and blessed because of it, then it's not the choice to make.
Yeah, just release. Sometimes it's difficult, but you know, it's harder to hang on than it is to let go.
Absolutely. 100%.
It's more traumatizing to hang on than it is to let go as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is another lesson I've learned the hard way, but I've learned. So
that's the key. And now you're teaching others the same thing.
Yeah. And it's lovely.
I love it.
Well, I want to thank you, Cindy, for joining me today. This has been a lovely conversation.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I know you could be anywhere and you chose to be here. I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for you. And thank you, Melissa from Hayward Eclectic, for my lovely tea today. I will leave details about that in the comments. And I also invite you, Cindy, to leave any details about what is going on, how people can reach you if they want to connect with you. So I invite you to leave your details in the comments as well.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I will see everyone next time. Take care. Namaste.